All right, I'm here with Stu Cooper, president of Fairview Cruise and Travel. But you did tell me that you're not the president. Is that correct?
No, I'm far from the president. I'm just a hired help.
We're here on the Aegean Odyssey. We are actually in Palermo, and I've been taking some pictures through the week, and we're here on an educational FAM. And for years I've been trying to transition Stu into selling more of the niche market, and quite honestly, since I've joined Voyages to Antiquity, Stuart has been asking me to get him on board. So this week we have a couple of agents on board, and I just want to kind of talk about your first impression of the Aegean Odyssey. And Stuart, what do you think?
It's an absolutely beautiful ship. I have enjoyed every moment of this cruise, spending time on board and doing the included shore excursions, which have been absolutely fabulous. The ship itself is wonderful. The refurbishment that was done on the ship, the amount of money spent left nothing to chance. The details are wonderful. The cabins are great. We've seen every conceivable cabin category, from the least expensive to the owner's suite, and I would have confidence selling every cabin category based on people's budget and what kind of cabins they want.
Yeah, that's always kind of the frustration on our end of Voyages to Antiquity. One thing we've realized is that as much as we want to talk about the experience from a seller standpoint of view, you always want to know more about the ship. And it's important, and I think it's great, because I think that that's a part of the experience. And for me, like you, this was actually my first time on board the ship, and of course I'm always going to be jaded because I'm a representative, but I'll agree with you, and I think that walking on board the ship, I kind of had the impression that it's as if we were on this private yacht cruising through the various islands of the Mediterranean.
Well, yeah, but you have to say that because you work for the company.
That's true, I do.
There's always issues and questions when you're reviewing and looking at a ship. There's the question and the issue of the hardware, the ship itself,
right,
and the software and the product that is being delivered. With regard to the hardware, with regard to the ship itself,
let's talk about that.
It's magnificent. Like I said a minute or two ago, nothing was left to chance. This was a well-designed. The marine architects who refurbished and rebuilt the ship did an absolutely wonderful job. There's plenty of room. You don't feel crowded. The public rooms fit the size of the ship and the number of people on board. It's quiet. It's great to get easy to get around. Cabins are
How about the single cabins? Do you remember those?
Well, like I said earlier, I have no trouble selling any of the cabin categories, including those single cabins, which do not get charged the double assessment on the cruise.
No single supplement or very, very low single supplements. But,
and those cabins are absolutely wonderful for the single traveler, and we saw those as well. And like I said, the public areas, the Marco Polo dining room, which is the formal dining room on the ship, very comfortable. Crew, absolutely wonderful. And if we transition and talk a little bit about the software, the product that's being delivered on board with an all-Filipino crew.
If you don't mind, so before we get to the crew, think about, when we've always been eating at the Terrace Cafe. That seems to be where most of the guests on board the ship.
That's a focal point of the ship as well, because you've got your choice. Again, we are moving and transitioning into the software, into the product. Nobody is pressured to do anything on this ship. If you want to do the included shore excursions, great, go ahead and do them. If you don't want to do those, you don't have to, but it's there. The announcements come on, you go on the shore excursions. It's easy. It's what's the word I'm looking for?
Freedom.
Well, yeah, but
really,
but just easy,
choice.
easy to do. As far as the Terrace Cafe, that may be the focal point or the central point of the ship, because it's an indoor-outdoor cafe, open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You don't have to go to the formal Marco Polo dining room for dinner. You can eat up in the Terrace Cafe, and you're sitting outside in beautiful deck chairs and tables and attentive service. it's a minimalist approach on board, where you're not going to be overwhelmed with activities and things going on and rushing and going, and I got to be here at this time for this program. It's a do what you want. There's a nice, reasonably sized spa. There's a nice, reasonably sized pool area. There's a nice, reasonably sized jacuzzi area for quiet time and just laying out in the sun if you want to do that. If you want to work out in the state-of-the-art gym, not a big gym. I'm not going to say it's got all the 20 different machines or things like that, but it does the job. It's got what you need. Really great to get around. The lounges, the evening activity is sitting around with fellow cruisers and fellow travelers and talking about the day's events and what you did and where you went. Like I said, it's a minimalist approach. On this particular vessel, I think less is more in the evening and more is more during the day, because you can go on all sorts of shore excursions, do all kinds of trips, get immersed into the area. As we're sitting here and doing this little get together, we're docked alongside in Palermo. We'll go out for a walk in a few minutes, just to walk around town, stretch our feet before we head out to sea and sail by Stromboli and see the volcano, and then head over to the Amalfi Coast for the rest of the cruise. And then we'll dock right in the Salerno area tomorrow morning and be able to walk off the ship and walk around in that area.
And by the way,
that's the key, and that's what works for this particular cruise product.
Agreed. When we first were doing this video, we were doing it outside, but with all the noise, it was kind of hard to hear Stu.
No, be truthful. You ran out of power. I mean, the
well, that happened too. Yeah. Well, but it's true. But when we viewed it, I hate when he does that. But it's true. I did run out of power. But now we have all the power. I'm hooked up in my stateroom. I refuse to show my stateroom because it's been absolutely
lived in. It's been lived.
It's been lit, and that's. But we wanted that kind of real perspective of Stu, of his experience on board the ship, and I'd like to touch on that, because I think that your impression of the ship was dead on, and I think it'd be safe to say, as far as now selling Voyages to Antiquity, it's going to be a little bit easier for you.
A lot easier, and I would position this product in the premium area of cruises. I would position it for those people who have the time, more than 10 days, 12 days, 14 days, to do the land program on a pre-stay. In this case, it was in Greece, which is included as part of the cruise fare, and sell it to those folks who really want to learn about the antiquities, as we did when we were in Trapani and we went to the various temples and Greek archaeological digs, which were absolutely fascinating. So that's the clientele that you want to look to. People who have time, people who want to be immersed, people who don't want the casino. Of course, there is not one on this ship.
That's right.
People who do not want the Las Vegas style review, because there is not one on this ship, although there is a piano player and there is a trio who in their off time like to fish.
That's true. And they did catch a couple of fish.
So that's the kind of clientele that you're really looking to attract, and would be perfect for this cruise. No kids programs, no camp Mickey or Camp Carnival or anything like that. So it might not be the right product for the young families with toddlers or school-age children, but for that client who really wants to have a very comfortable, pretty vessel, upscale, and really get immersed into the ports of call. We overnighted 3 different times on 3 different ports, just on the part of this cruise that we're on, so you get more time in each port. That's the client you want to sell to.
And that's a really good point, because we do spend more time in the destination. Immersement into the culture of each of these destinations is really what the experience with Voyages to Antiquity is all about. And you had a chance, and it's kind of unfair because we haven't really finished our cruise, but you had a chance to see some of the destinations, and very quickly you had a chance to also experience some of the tours. What's the feeling?
Well, it's the I'll say that again. It's the keep it simple, dummy philosophy of cruising. It's all included.
Right.
And being all included gives the passenger the option of doing or not doing what they want. So as we're doing this little film, I would say probably 75% of the ship's complement is out on a shore excursion. They announce the shore excursions in the morning. You walk off the ship in a matter of 3 minutes. You're on shoreside, you're on the bus, and you're off onto your shore excursion. And if you don't want to go on that shore excursion, that's fine. The ship is lovely. It's quiet. Not a lot doing on the ship. You can just relax, take it easy, maybe take a walk into town. But you can do these shore excursions as well. So it's there for you. There's no thought about should I spend the money to go on the shore excursion? Do I want to spend another $50 on this shore excursion, $75 on that shore excursion? 90% of the shore excursions are included in the cruise fare, and there are a few that are supplements that are optional that you don't have to do, where there is a modest cost to, and that's entirely up to you as well. So
no problem in selling the product now?
I don't think there's any. I didn't have much of a
now remember
problem.
I have you on tape, so
I didn't have much of a problem selling the product before cruising on the Aegean Odyssey. Having cruised on the Aegean Odyssey, it just helps you to focus and concentrate on that clientele that it would work for in your particular agency, in your particular client base. And that's what the purpose of this trip for me was. So I really have a good, strong picture of who this will work for. And I have a number of clients in mind that will get an e-blast when I get back to the office next weekend, well, a week from today, and let folks know that this might be an option that they would truly find different and a lot of fun.
All right, Stu, we're going to wrap up. Thanks again. Really appreciate your time, and let's go take a walk around.
Can we go get some gelato now?
All right, we're
I
going.
want some gelato. Can we get some gelato? That's what I want.
Thank you, folks. Dave Randone signing off. Bye-bye.